There's something in garlic that very few men know about, and that could change your sex life forever. Just a single clove, prepared the right way, can open your arteries, trigger your nitric oxide, and provoke an erection so strong, you'll feel 20 years younger. And I'm not exaggerating. I've seen it with my own eyes over and over again. Older men who arrived feeling faded, resigned, without energy, and who weeks later called me emotional to say, "Doctor, I don't know what happened, but it's back." And it all begins with garlic, a simple, everyday food that holds a power almost no one is using the right way. I speak to you as a cardiologist, but also as a woman who has accompanied, for years, the silent pain of men who feel their virility fading. And I want you to hear this carefully. Most erection problems after 60 have nothing to do with hormones or desire. They have to do with circulation, with hardened arteries, with vessels that don't open, with blood that doesn't arrive. And garlic, when activated properly, can reverse that from the inside out. Few people know that garlic not only lowers blood pressure, it also regenerates the inner layer of blood vessels, improves arterial elasticity, reduces chronic inflammation, and most importantly, it stimulates the production of nitric oxide, the molecule that allows natural erection. Yes, you heard right. Garlic, used correctly, mimics the physiological effects of an erection pill. But without chemicals, without side effects, and with real benefits for your whole cardiovascular system. And no one's telling you this. Mr. Alvaro, one of my most reserved patients, was 68 years old and hadn't had a single erection in almost 2 years. None, not even morning ones. Everything else in his body worked, except that. And the curious thing is, it wasn't a lack of desire. It was something else, something deeper, something silent. When we began the treatment, I didn't prescribe anything expensive. I taught him how to awaken the dormant power that was right there in his kitchen. And in less than 2 weeks, something lit up. I looked into his eyes during the consultation, and without needing words, I knew what had happened. And the best part is, it wasn't a miracle. It was biology. It was circulation. It was garlic properly used. And now I want to teach you this. But I won't tell you how to prepare it just yet. First, I want you to understand why this often ignored food might be the key to making your body react like it used to. Because when you understand what it can do, you start to look at it differently. And when you apply it the way I'll show you, you'll feel on your own skin what many men are already discovering in silence. Your erection isn't dead. It's just waiting for the blood to flow again. And garlic, if you allow it, can open that path. Now that you know what garlic is capable of in your body, it's time to talk about how to unlock that power. Because it doesn't happen automatically. It's not enough to eat it or cook with it like a simple seasoning. Garlic has a condition, a secret code. If you handle it the wrong way, nothing happens. But if you do it right, an internal transformation occurs that can change not just your circulation, but the way your body responds intimately and far beyond. Many men cook garlic, fry it, boil it, and unknowingly destroy its best properties. After 60, your body doesn't respond like before, and you know that. But what you may not know is that there are natural tools still waiting to be reactivated. And garlic is one of the most powerful. Inside it lives a compound that isn't always present, but appears only under certain conditions. That compound is called allicin, and it's no ordinary thing. It's a highly reactive substance capable of dilating blood vessels, activating nitric oxide, and improving the blood flow to the corpora cavernosa of your penis. But it doesn't appear on its own. It must be created. Allicin is born when garlic is cut, crushed, or chopped. At that moment, two internal components, alliin and alliinase, meet, activate, and form this miraculous molecule. But it's not enough to just chop and swallow. That would be like opening a bottle of wine and drinking it without letting it breathe. Garlic needs time. It must rest, exactly 10 minutes. No less, no more. It's in this interval that allicin is most released. After crushing the garlic, it must sit quietly in the open air, without being mixed with anything, just breathing. And when you do that, you are literally awakening the medicine it carries. One of my most disciplined patients, Mr. Alvaro, understood this immediately. He crushed his garlic every morning, left it exactly 10 minutes on a ceramic dish, without hurry, as if respecting a little ritual. When the time passed, he added a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. Not for taste, but because this oil protects garlic's active compounds, aids intestinal absorption, and reduces stomach acidity. It was like wrapping the remedy in silk before letting it enter the body. He took it on an empty stomach with a glass of warm water, always at the same time. He didn't miss a single day. And on the 12th day, he wrote to me, not with a question, but with gratitude. He literally said, "Doctor, this morning I woke up and felt something I thought I'd never feel again." His tone was emotional, but also afraid, as if worried about losing it again. And I told him, no, that wasn't luck. That was his body reacting to a deep, internal, natural stimulus. And if he kept taking care of himself, it would keep awakening. The most impressive thing about garlic is not just that it helps blood flow. It's that it does this without artificially altering your system. It doesn't force, it restores. It cleans what's blocked, softens what's rigid, rebuilds what was fading. Garlic doesn't act like a pill. It acts like a restorer, like a light turned on from within. And if you still have doubts, know that there's more. Because allicin not only improves circulation, it also reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, one of the erection's greatest enemies. And beyond that, it increases the body's sensitivity to insulin, which is essential since many men lose sexual potency not due to low testosterone, but due to a metabolic imbalance. Garlic corrects this, balances, regulates, brings back rhythm. It works slowly, yes, but also steadily and deeply. That's why, to me, garlic isn't a food. It's a therapeutic tool, a chemical message that, if you know how to use it, speaks to your blood, your nerves, your most intimate tissues. And when you use it consciously, the results are surprising. And the smell, yes, it has it, but there are ways to reduce it without losing the effect. You can chew green apple afterwards, or fresh parsley, or even fennel seeds. But when something so small can give you back what you thought was gone, is it really worth passing it up because of a smell? I'd say no, because when a man recovers his erection, he recovers much more than a physical function. He regains confidence, self-esteem, contact with life, and there's nothing more beautiful than watching that come back. Properly used garlic can be the beginning of that return. And now that you know how to activate it, I need to alert you to one more thing. There are certain mistakes many men make right after taking garlic. Mistakes that neutralize its effect, block its regeneration. And there are also foods and habits that can enhance it, taking your energy and virility to a level you haven't felt in years. In the next part, I'll tell you all about it. And believe me, there are details that even doctors don't usually mention, but that can make all the difference between just improving and transforming completely. Now that you know how to activate garlic's power, you also need to know how not to accidentally deactivate it, because some men follow every preparation step perfectly and then make mistakes that cancel everything. And it's not their fault. No one ever taught that there are foods, habits, and combinations that, although seemingly harmless, block garlic's vasodilator effect and interrupt its ability to improve erection. The most common mistake is drinking coffee right after. It seems silly, but excess caffeine contracts the blood vessels, exactly when garlic is trying to dilate them. It's like stepping on the gas and brake at the same time. If you do this ritual in the morning, give garlic at least an hour before your first coffee. Let it work. Let it circulate. Let it breathe. Another mistake is eating refined sugar right after. Sugar spikes insulin, blocking nitric oxide production and impairing metabolic sensitivity. If you take garlic and then eat white bread, jam, or a sugary juice, you're canceling its effect. But if instead you accompany your morning with something natural, like fresh fruit or a clean protein source. You help garlic work even better in your system. And there's a subtler mistake, taking garlic while under acute stress. Because cortisol, the stress hormone, acts silently against everything garlic is trying to build. If you're anxious, tense, or rushing, your body closes. It doesn't absorb. It doesn't respond. That's why I recommend you take a moment of silence before garlic. Breathe. Connect with intention. It's not just swallowing, it's welcoming. Just as there are mistakes that block, there are also combinations that enhance. Foods that join with garlic and turn it into a true masculinity catalyst. One is tomato. The lycopene in ripe, natural tomatoes improves prostate circulation and boosts garlic's pelvic effect. Another is pomegranate, which directly impacts blood flow and erection capacity. Even a handful of walnuts, because of the arginine, can amplify garlic's effect throughout the day. And don't forget something essential: rest. Sleeping deeply, in total darkness, regenerates your testosterone. And this, combined with garlic's vascular effect, creates the perfect environment for your virility to awaken again. Many of my patients, once they understood this, stopped seeing garlic as a trick. They started to see it as an ally, a symbol of the decision not to give up. Because when a man decides that age does not define him, that his body can still react, that his power is not dead, just asleep, everything changes. And you, who are here now reading this, you're not here by chance. You're here because something inside you wants to live again. And that desire is sacred. Don't shut it down. Don't ignore it. Honor it. Today, you learned how to activate a food capable of transforming your sexual health. You learned which mistakes cancel its effect. You discovered how to boost it with natural allies. And above all, you connected with a real, simple, accessible possibility that is in your hands. And now I ask you, are you willing to try for 14 days? To give your body this chance, not with magical expectations, but with the firmness of a man who wants to reclaim what is his. Do it. Prepare your garlic tomorrow morning. Give it those 10 minutes of life. Combine it with olive oil, with silence, with intention, and observe yourself. Because if you do this with consistency, with respect, and with confidence in your body, it may be that in less than 2 weeks, you'll wake up one morning and feel again that firmness you thought was gone forever. And when that happens, come back here. Write to me. Say, "Doctor, the fire is back."